This is a suit for modification of child support order filed by the Attorney General's office August 26th of 2024.
The parties do agree that Mr. Zafro, I'm sorry if I said it wrong, was going to carry health insurance and dental insurance through his employer. However, actually, he did want to ask the court about genetic testing, and I let him know that that's something that he can approach the court on. So I don't know if we want to start there.
Yes. Sir, are you asking about it for this child, Bria?
Yes, ma'am, because I was never, it was never done, and I just took her word for it, for someone that I've slept with just one time. And so initially, this case, when it started, I just thought, for about 8 years ago, it was just me taking her word for it. But with everything that's going on now, and in lieu of we had an agreement about something, and then things changing. The fact that the child has only been allowed to only spend 2 nights here, the entirety in my home, and a plethora of reasons, I feel like it's better to put that part to rest and get that done. And that's the advice that I've received. All the legal advice that I've received so far is basically telling me that's the best route to go, because this is.
So I'm gonna let you know, and I'm not trying to give you legal advice, but I'm not sure how else to respond. This was done in 2017, this order, and so it's really, although Ms. Rodriguez said you can approach me about it, it's really not appropriate to approach a judge without a pleading, especially something like that that's not related to the current pleading at all. And there's, again, this is from 2017. That's a long time ago. And so while I'm not trying to tell you not to pursue legal remedies, you're free to go talk to a lawyer who can maybe file something, and then they can pursue that for you. It's not something I can address today.
I have, and I've been requested to assign the case to family law, and that's what
Your
I was
Honor, the
required.
state does request to proceed today on this matter.
This case is over a year old. It's been reset numerous times. I'm denying any requests to refer the case or to reset the case. So we are proceeding, and you can let whoever you spoke to who is not here today and has not filed anything what happened, and then you can all decide how to proceed from there.
Thank you, Judge. May I proceed?
You may.
Judge, I would like to call Ms. Elisa Machuca first. Ms. Machuca, will you please say your full name?
Lisa Moreno Machuca.
And where are you currently employed?
The Office of the Attorney General.
And how long have you been employed there?
7 years.
And what are your roles and duties?
To negotiate child support obligations, calculate retro child support, back child support, current child support, medical support.
And have you calculated child support in this matter?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I would like to offer Exhibit A, which is Mr. Sarfo's check stub provided by him.
Does anyone have any legal objection to, I'm sorry, what was that state's exhibit? What, A?
A, yes.
Does anyone have any legal objection to me admitting state's exhibit A? Ms. Spielman, do you have any objection?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Sarfo, do you have any legal objection?
No, ma'am.
Okay, state's exhibit A is admitted.
And Ms. Machuca, have you calculated child support in this matter?
Yes.
What are your child support calculations?
Based on his annual year-to-date for 2025, he's made $1,250.
So where was the number on here? Where are you looking?
His year-to-date.
What number did you say?
$1,250.
106,000, Ms. Machuca, is what you mean?
106,250.
Okay. That's why I was not seeing this. Okay, so you're looking at the year-to-date total gross. Okay.
Correct.
The current is 1,000, but that's that number. The year-to-date on the side is 19. Okay. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, that's the net pay.
Okay. So his year-to-date is 100,000, but his net is only 19,000.
No. His net is, his total gross is 106,250. And the net on the very end is 65,000. but that's with, other stuff being deducted.
Okay.
So for the year to date, I divided that into 10 months. So I got a total of $10,625 gross for the month. Gave me a net income of $8,173.27. He is covering health insurance at $274.05 a month. Dental insurance at $92.92 a month.
92.92.
92.92, yes.
Thank you.
And I had multiplied his insurance by 3, and this is what I got for this one child.
I don't know what that means.
Well, he has 3. He's paying more, but this is for just this one child.
You divided by 3. You didn't multiply by
Correct.
3.
Yeah, divided by 3. I'm sorry. So it gave me the adjusted monthly net resources of $7,806.30, with the child support guidelines of $1,249 of 16%, because he has 2 other children.
That was 1,249.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Machuca. I pass the witness, Your Honor. Oh, just go ahead, Judge. I see your mouth moving. I'm sorry.
Do you have more questions for her?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Sarfo, do you have any questions for Ms. Machuca?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes.
As I stated to her
These
earlier,
are questions to her. So if you don't have to start with that. You're literally saying, like, Ms. Machuca, can you explain why the sky is blue? Like, you're directing these questions to her.
well, can you explain why my net pay is 65, but then you have a different amount?
Your net pay of 65, that has extra deductions, like for it says teacher's retirement, workers' compensation, other stuff that they garnish for other reasons besides taxes.
Well, all of which I mean, in a way, is it a form of tax because I have no control over that?
Objection form.
Sustained. Sir, this is your chance to ask her questions. This is where I get information, where you all ask questions of witnesses and I listen to the answers. And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
you'll all get a chance to kind of summarize your arguments.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out because one,
Okay, so this is not the chance to
what is the
explain
tax?
to me. This
What
is
is
a
the
chance.
tax
Are you asking
percentage?
Ms. Machuca a question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. What is the percentage of taxes that you are basing this on?
The taxes percentage,
Yes, ma'am.
um, let me. So the net income changes from after we do the monthly deductions. Let me see what the.
Judge, can you clarify the question? I think I did. I misheard it, or I don't understand the question.
Mr. Sharper, can you turn your camera back on, please? What was your question again?
I'm trying to figure out what is the percentage that she used to get to my net taxes? Because what she's saying my net is and what I'm looking at are two things, and she says she's basing it on taxes alone. So I'm just trying to figure out how she arrived to that amount.
But based on your gross.
Look, I understand that, ma'am, but what percentage tax did you use to get to the 8,173 net?
We do the 8,000. So what you're looking at, the net, that's after that extra deductions that's been taken out of your stuff, your workers' compensation, teachers, your Fed. So that's why you're seeing a less net than what it normally is.
Yes, I understand that. I'm just trying to
Because
figure
it
out
shows
how.
here your Fed taxable gross is 86,589, and then all your extra deductions is the 65,923.
Question I'm trying to figure out is how you got to the 8,173.
Based on the state guidelines.
Judge, if I can ask to be placed on hold for a second, just so that we can get our give Ms. Machuca a couple of minutes.
She can have a few moments to respond.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm just going to provide some information here to maybe
Yes,
move this
ma'am.
along. The Office of the Attorney General is charged every year to generate official tax charts to be used for child support. And it's not just used for Attorney General cases. This is used for all child support cases, all divorces, anything in the state of Texas. And they are online. You can Google it. And that, I believe, is, I'm hopeful that's what she's using. And they're published. They're published online. They're published in family codes. They are not a secret.
Yes, Your Honor. We can continue.
If you want a moment to look them up, I'm happy to give you that as well. I believe, and I could be wrong, she's really confirmed that that's what she's using because I'm guessing, but I am well aware that those tax charts exist.
Yes, ma'am. I just don't have that tax chart on me at this moment to give the actual amount. Since we have it calculated through the system already. I can try to get it for you as soon as I can.
Or are we okay to move on, Mr. Safro?
While she's doing that, yes, ma'am. I'm not trying to delay
That's
or
okay.
upset anybody.
And I don't
So
want to,
No,
if you
no,
want
no.
time to look at the tax chart, sir, I'm happy to give that to you. I just thought it might speed things up if you knew that, if that was where it was coming from instead of her
thank you.
trying to figure out how to answer your question. So would you like some time to look at them?
We can proceed.
Okay, you may proceed then.
Yeah,
Oh, I think you were at, do you have any other questions for Ms. Machuca?
Yes. The thing that I was once again trying to figure out how we are calculating this is we calculate it based on net pay, and so I know she's coming up with Ms. Machuca. I know you are coming up with a different amount than what I am seeing, and I know you said that this is coming from just taxes versus stuff that are also being taken out of the check. So, I mean, if you are basing your calculation on the net pay is clearly calculated on there. So, Ms. Machuca, why are you not basing my net pay that you see on my paycheck stubs when it shows that don't have any, because I don't have a choice of either I'm going to pay taxes or not. I clearly also do not have any say on what comes in or comes out of my check. So why is it the net pay that shows after the deductions that I have no say over not being used rather than just, for example, just taxes? Because there is taxes, there is Medicare, Medicaid, all those things that are taken out, and I have no say over how much or if they're going to be taken out.
Can I have time to try to get that answer for him or?
You may.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have a good question.
I'm not sure I can answer it, but you may ask it.
I have an attorney, so do I need to call them into it or?
Judge, I would object to any attorney showing up in the middle of a hearing after we have already started it, and he
I told
has
you
since
guys
the whole
about the
year.
attorney before we started this proceeding.
And I told you he has not made an appearance. You knew this hearing was started, and I said he had not made an appearance, and he or she has not filed anything. So that is not a way to officially make notice. He knew this was set today. If that attorney would, now that being said, Mr. Rodriguez, if that attorney wants to come in now, he is more than welcome to. We're not starting over though. and we'll continue with your counsel. I don't know why your counsel didn't show. This case was set at 9 this morning. You don't have to just pick and choose when to show up in court. It's now 2:51. But if your counsel is ready to come in on Zoom, I am welcome. They are welcome to appear. I don't even know their name.
Aaron Putman. I will try to reach out to them.
Does Ms. Michuka have the answer yet?
Oh, Ms. Machuca, I'm sorry. Are
I
you
believe we're waiting on her. We're not waiting on the attorney who may or may not show.
okay? And then, and that the question, just to be clear, is what percentage is used to calculate the net? Or I'm sorry if I don't
Between his
understand the
gross
question.
and his
I
net.
think he asked why there's a difference.
Like, okay,
Why there's a difference between, because we're not using the extra deductions that he has on his check stub. Like he has extra deductions that's more than just taxes. And we're not giving him percentage for those.
Do you have any further questions for Ms. Machuca, Mr. Sarpo?
Yes, I mean, what is the amount that you are taking off for taxes? Because once again, I'm looking at my paycheck
We're,
stub and trying to
we're,
figure out.
but it's 16% of your net income is what the child support is.
No, I'm not talking. I'm trying to
Guidelines.
figure out how I got to my net pay. Because even if you were to take the
Sorry, I already said that they use the tax chart, and that tax chart is generated based on the family code.
yes, ma'am.
Is there any other question you have for her?
No, ma'am, because I'm trying to figure out how she got to the net pay, and I'm not getting a direct answer. So, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms.
When you
Spielman,
said
do you have any questions
taxes,
for?
there's Medicare, Medicaid being taken out. Is that not part of that?
No.
The workman's comp that I don't have any control over, all of that. Because if you're talking about my net pay is so far is 65. That's how much this conversation should be starting basing on, not the other way around.
Based on the Texas Family Code, that's not what they base it on.
The Texas Families Code says net pay.
And you can look that up. You can look that
objection,
up.
argumentative.
Sustained.
So the family code said net pay, and you clearly see the net pay that's being done per a Texas employer, a
Objection
state employer,
form.
so to speak. Sorry about your legal stuff you're saying. I don't understand. I'm looking at what
Sir,
is
you're choosing to
information.
be here to represent yourself today. And
No,
so
I'm not choosing. I have an attorney, and
your attorney did not show. And this case is on, what number are we at?
It's more than a year old.
The sixth
Yep.
setting in this case is more than a year old. So this is where we
yeah,
are.
the
Again,
last
if
time
the
it was
attorney
a
would
medical
like to show, I
emergency.
will let them in, but so far no one has appeared. Okay. Ms. Spielman, do you have any questions for Ms. Machuca?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Ms. Rodriguez, do you have any more questions for Ms. Machuca to maybe flush out some of these issues?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Ms. Machuca, are part of things that are being reduced from net income things like retirement or etc.?
No, we're not reducing. We're not taking any of that out.
And so at this time, what is your child support calculation? Your current child support calculation?
To be set at $1,249.
And that's would a good start date be December 1st, 2025?
Yes,
And and he's paying health insurance at $274 for his cost and dental at $92 and his cost, and we gave him credit for those things when we calculated child support. Is that right?
correct. Yes.
I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay. You may call your next witness.
I would like to call Ms. Spielman.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Spielman, are you requesting that child support be ordered as testified by Ms. Machuca?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting that Mr. Zastro be ordered to provide health insurance through his employer and dental insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to order that he be ordered to pay court costs by November 3rd, 2026 in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Okay, do you want to call your next witness?
I have no other witnesses, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Sarfo, the state does not represent you, and I'm going to give you a chance if there's anything you think I need to hear to say it to me.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason why, well, I guess the reason why court was reset um, the last time was I did have surgery. My daughter ended up having to stay with my ex, so that was
Sorry, I
um,
understand that's why we reset it. That's
yes,
why.
ma'am. I understand. Thank you, Your Honor. Now with the child support that's been requested, as I had stated uh, earlier, I am not trying to run away from my obligations or anything. I do have two other children that I'm fully vested in, that I do take very good care of, and I have tried with this child as well. In the case where, as I stated, the child is only being allowed to spend 2 nights in my house in however long that's been. And as far as the custody issues, if the child is even mine, I initially did not refute that due to the fact that I trusted mom's word, and I have so far. And so if things have changed to where we had an agreement prior to the day that we came to court, which, I have messages to prove it. And I know it doesn't hold until the judge signs on it. We discussed, how much, we could increase it by, talking about all the things that the child does. And we came up to, I think it was $450 to $500 a month. And that if there's anything else that the child needs, to let me know as well, because I still send mom's money anytime she needs it, even as far as a week or two ago when I sent her $150 for gymnastics. So if this was an amount that will not affect my household, as far as I submitted my mortgage statement, and to be able to keep a roof over my head and my children, I will not be in front of you today going back and forth on this amount. And I am still trying to talk to mom about this and trying to figure out what we can do, because I know this is when the courts, it's a guideline, and it's a last resort. And so I am still trying to talk to mom about, a fair amount that will be beneficial, because um, an 8, 9 year old that is mom is taking care of. I know we are both working, and right now I'm working a lot because school hasn't started fully for me. The mom is aware of this. When I start school, I'm going to school a lot, and when I'm not, I take time off to work. I try to work as much as I can, so that I can save up for tuition and things like that, which all these moms are aware of. So moving from our agreed amount of 500 until the day that Ms. Machuca said, "Oh, he owes you 1,200, not 500," to where now mom is adamant about that, which, like I said, she already knew that. That is a reason. That's one of the reasons why it's just like, this is just not an unfair amount. And I understand that this is based on um what do you call it, the text chart that Ms. Machuca was explaining. So going from the net pay that I have in front of me and what she has, it ultimately comes down to an amount that I am also able to take care of my other kids with. My daughter's mom, my older daughter's mom is aware of this, and which is why she agreed for Kenzie to stay with me, and with no child support not being paid and everything. And even my son's mom is aware of it, which is why she's only collecting about 600 a month because, we are both in the medical field, and she knows everything that I'm having to do and to deal with. And so bringing this up to the court it's not like and the time that it's been reset, it's not that I am evading or not wanting to come and appear to court. It's not like that. It's just trying to um, talk to mom, figure out where she is, and what is best for all children involved. So I honestly, 12.49 a month in child support for this child alone could cause me to lose my home. And that's an honest fact, which is why I turn in my paycheck stubs, I turn in my mortgage. I mean, I didn't even include the taxes that I pay, annual taxes in that I pay here, or house accessories, or the things that I have to do with the kids and extracurricular activities and all that. And so, yeah, I am pleading with the court that the 1,200 is just not an amount that I can feasibly afford, because if I could, you and I wouldn't be sitting here today having this conversation. Because the first time in 2017, when this thing was done, it didn't go back and forth like this.
Objection. It's time frame, judge.
Local
It's
rules
outside
actually
of this.
very relevant. What happened the amount in 2017 is actually very relevant, and I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, okay, yes, judge. Actually, yes, yes,
So
you're right.
you actually want him to do this.
Yes, I do.
Like I said, 2017, when she told me that she's pregnant and the child is mine, and I just took her word for it. And at the time, we talked about it, and we came up with with an amount, and I said, whatever I can do, if you need me to do, let me know. And that's what it's been. And from there on, I mean, she told me that she didn't want me part of their life, and that's why she gave the child her last name. And the amount was just to help her with whatever that she needed. And so fast forward now, we had agreed on an amount a couple months ago, and now it's a totally different story. And so I am left basically scratching my head as to what is going on. How am I going to be able to keep a roof over the kids' heads? Because this amount is just not attainable. And so for a child that I've been told like not allow basically to be a part of their lives, and now going from I need a little bit more help to now I want you to give me instead of 500, I want you to give me almost 1,300. That's just I don't know how to approach that, Your Honor, and that's where I am right now.
Ms. Spielman, would you like to say anything? The state doesn't represent you either.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't believe any of his manipulative lies. I have said since day one that all I wanted him to do was be there for her as a father, and he has yet to do that. He shows up when it's convenient for him, and in 2017, we didn't agree to anything. It's what the court said. So I don't know what he means by that. And when I told him I was pregnant, he wanted me to have an abortion because he didn't want her. But I wasn't going to put myself through that. So I'm I'm just over his boohoo stories, and I am looking out for my daughter and not him. And even with him paying his mortgage of 3,400 and me 1,200, that still leaves him with a good 4 to 5 thousand to live off of. He lives in a 5 bedroom house where I live with my parents. He has 3 cars. I have one.
Yes, too.
And one of those is a brand new Tesla, pretty much. He spent $5,000 on his Jeep truck. He's gone to Greece, London, like New York, and he's taken both of his kids to London and New York. He hardly spends time with my daughter, and I have never once said that he couldn't spend time with her. The only thing that I've ever said was that since he has not spent that time with her to build a relationship with her, she's not comfortable staying the night at his house. She's told me herself. So I pretty much told him, and I have messages to prove it, that once he built a relationship up with her and that she was more comfortable staying the night over there, then she could. So, and the first time that she ended up staying over there, it was a forced thing. He told me that he was going to keep her for New Year, or he took her for New Year's for fireworks. Ended up 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, barely making it home, and telling me that I couldn't come pick her up or he was going to call the cops. And so I ended up leaving her there so I wouldn't traumatize her by getting all that mess uh, added to the situation. And the second time I ended up talking to her and I got her to spend a night there while his mom was in town.
Ms. Rodriguez, do you have anything further?
Yes, Your Honor.
No,
Oh,
Ms.
sorry. I think you're
Rodriguez.
talking to them. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll just wait for a closing if that's okay.
Would you like me to take judicial notice of the prior order?
Yes,
See if-
Judge, I would like to, if you can take judicial notice of the prior order, and as well as that it was more than 3 years old, and that Mr. Safro's income was around 2,000 at that point in time.
I'm
So there
taking.
has
Shows in the fact that I was in school as well.
Okay, sir, one moment. You're speaking out of turn. I'm taking judicial notice of the prior order that shows his gross monthly resources back in 2017 were $2,101.71, and child support has been at $239 per month since then. Okay, Mr. Sarfo, is there something additional you want us to say?
Yes. Mom brought up the fact that I've been to Greece. It was a company event that paid for that. London, I have family there. My mom basically, my kids had not visited or seen their nieces and my cousins and their uncles over there, and mom took them. My mom paid for that trip to take them there, and my sister as well. They helped fund that trip. Kids have never been to New York, so I don't know where she got New York from. As far as vehicles goes, it's two, and I've had the same two vehicles for a very long time. One of which is not working. There is at no point did I spend $5,000 on a Jeep or on my Jeep. That just never happened. And as far as building any rapport with the kids, I go to events that I'm invited to. Whether it's soccer, I go through as much as I can. Even my other kids that have been with me all this time, there are events where I wasn't able to make it because of either work obligations or school obligations. So to say that I haven't tried to build a rapport with a child that I've been told that is not going to be staying with me, or I can only build a rapport on an outing. I have it is not a sad story because that is the truth. And I know with the child support and sale obligations, child's supposed to be with me first, third, fifth weekends, and that's just not the case. Where when I have the kids, the child is absolutely more than welcome to be here and be with me. And my house I purchased it during COVID at a time where prices were a lot cheaper and taxes were better. And so it's not like I bought the top of the line home to where I'm living in $1 million home. That is not the case. I pay way less than $300,000 for this house. So me paying basically this amount for a child, which if I'm to pay that amount for 3 children, that's just not.
objection relevant, Judge. We're not talking about 3 other kids.
Well,
Sustained.
you
Sir,
based it.
sustained. And you've already said this as well.
I'm just asking the court to consider a lesser amount because I just physically will not be able to afford that.
I'm going to render, based on the Texas Family Code, section 154.062, the net resources section. I am setting child support based on the net resources, based on that section, as well as the printed and published child support guidelines. So gross resources are $10,625 per month. The net resources after deductions for the family code, as well as for insurance and dental support, are $7,806.30. So I am setting child support at 16%, giving credit for the 2 other children. And I'm modifying the support. I'm finding it has been more than 3 years and more than 20% or $100 from the old amount of $239. And so I am ordering that Mr. Sarfo pay to Ms. Spielman child support of $1,249 per month beginning December 1st of 2025. I'm ordering that Mr. Sarfo continue to provide health insurance and order him to provide dental insurance at the amounts.
But Your Honor, it just seems like you did not consider
I considered the family code, and I also considered section 154, I believe, .123.
I'm sorry.
I considered the Texas Family Code, section 154.123, additional factors for court to consider, and I found that this is my ruling. The state's going to draft the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be circulating it to you all shortly.
What is the additional?
Judge, may I clarify court costs?
Oh, yes, and I am ordering that Mr. Sarfo pay court costs by November 3rd of 2026.
Your Honor, I don't quite agree with this
I
ruling.
understand you don't agree with my ruling, and you're free to do whatever you feel is appropriate from here. But that is my ruling today. Thank you.
But Your Honor, this is not an amount that, I mean, when you are
I
saying that
understand you don't agree with it, sir. That this is a suit for modification of child support order filed by the Attorney General's office on February 24th of 2025. Are there any agreements?
No, Judge.
Okay, you may proceed.
The state would first ask the court to take judicial notice of the modification pleadings that were filed by the state on February 24th, 2025, and all requests therein and attachments thereto.
Take judicial notice of your pleading.
Okay. All right. And the state would first call Ms. Fly, now known as Ms. Carranza. Ms. Carranza, do you have a court order for Mr. Sarfo to pay you child support and medical support?
Child support, yes. He's to have medical support. The current order from February is that he's supposed to carry medical insurance.
From February of what year?
21.
Okay. And is that the order that was signed by the court on April 28th, 2021?
I guess it was, I thought we had court in February. Maybe it was April. I thought it was February. But maybe it was April. Because I have in my notes February of 21. So I could be wrong by the 2 months.
To make this procedure go faster, I have been ordered to carry health and dental, so it hasn't changed since the divorce decree. So I'm not sure what you guys were looking for, but she would agree that that's been the case since the divorce.
Okay. Specifically, I'm asking the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of the final order in suit for modification of child support obligation that was signed by the court on April 28th, 2021.
Okay, I take judicial notice of that order. At the time, his gross resources were
Yes,
5,000.
can we
I'm
see that
sorry?
as well, please? So,
So you're breaking up, so I don't understand what you're saying. I think you're about to lose connectivity.
That too.
Possibly. Did you need to say something? I was about to take judicial notice of a document.
oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. So I take judicial notice of that prior order from April 28th, 2021. The prior order gross resources for Mr. Sarfo were $5,659.33. There was one child before the court. It referenced two other children that Mr. Sarfo supports. And Mr. Sarfo was ordered to provide the insurance and the dental insurance. And he was ordered to pay child support to Ms. Fly of $683 per month beginning May 1st, 2021. There was no non-disclosure finding, and it was signed April 28th, 2021. So I take judicial notice of that order, and it did follow a hearing, it appears.
And Ms. Carranza, have there been any changes in Bryson's insurance coverage availability since the previous order?
So I always struggle with having Mr. Surfo provide me with insurance information. It's usually when we go to court that he'll text me the actual insurance card information. And then also he dropped the insurance September of 21.
Okay.
So you haven't had insurance since September of 2021?
If you're asking me, I've always covered him under mine.
Okay, so
can you get some more testimony on this? Because I'm not sure where it's going.
Okay, so the April 2021 order ordered Mr. Sarfo to carry health insurance for Bryson, and it is your testimony that that coverage, that Mr. Sarfo's coverage lapsed in September of that same year. Is that right? Okay. And beginning September of 2021, how has Bryson been covered for insurance purposes?
Through my husband's insurance.
Okay. And at any time since September of 2021, and up until today, has Mr. Sarfo, to your knowledge, carried Bryson under a newer insurance policy of any kind?
He requested for Bryson's social security number, which I provided it to him. I don't know if he added him or not. If he did, it probably would have been beginning of last year, but I did not receive that insurance information until the last hearing. He sent it to me via text message the last hearing.
And when was that?
Oh, our last hearing was 2 months ago. I don't know the exact date.
Okay.
I can look at my calendar if I need to.
How is Bryson insured right now?
Through my husband on Cigna.
Okay. For health insurance or dental insurance or both?
Health insurance is Cigna, and then dental and vision is through my employer, which is Dental Quest. It's through my employer.
How much are you and your husband paying for the health insurance policy in total per pay period?
So when I was at the table, that's where my book is. Can I go grab it real quick? Because I know it's 351 and some change, but I want to get the exact totals correct. Is that okay if I run and get that real quick?
That's fine, ma'am.
Yes.
So for Cigna health insurance biweekly, it'd be $357.81.
Okay. And how many individuals, including Bryson, are covered on that plan?
7.
Okay. And your husband, as the employee, do you know how much that plan would cost bi-weekly for just him?
Not.
All right. Would his employer pay his entire portion of his premium, or would he have to pay for himself
He
at
would
least a little bit? Okay.
Ma'am, Ms. Laskowski, you're cutting her off and I'm not hearing her answers. I don't know if it's muffled, but I'm not hearing her answers.
I'll get closer. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. If you can re-ask those last two questions, I don't know what the answers were.
How much how many people are covered on this health insurance plan through your husband's employer?
7.
Okay. Does that include Bryson?
Yes.
Okay. And if it was just your husband as the employee on this plan, would your husband have to pay any sort of premium?
Yes, he would have to pay a premium still.
Okay. And do you know how much that premium would be for just your husband as the employee?
I do not know how much that would be.
And how is Bryson covered for dental insurance?
Dental insurance is through my employer, what is it? Dental Quest.
And how much does that total policy cost per pay period?
$55.97 biweekly.
Okay. And how many people are covered on that dental plan?
6.
All right. And does that include Bryson?
That does include Bryson.
Okay. And you as the employee, do you know how much it would be for just you?
I do not know.
Okay. And do you know if you would have to pay premium if it was just you?
I would have to pay a premium.
Okay. Are you asking for the court to order you to be responsible for carrying insurance coverage, health and dental insurance coverage for Bryson?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because there have been multiple lapses in the insurance policies. There was an instance where Bryson broke his arm and I was told the policy was good and it wasn't, and I had to pay $700 out of pocket. When I asked Mr. Sarfo if he would pay part of that, he told me that's what the child support is for.
Are you asking the court to order Mr. Sarfo to reimburse you Bryson's portion of the health and dental insurance premiums?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any family violence between you and Mr. Sarfo?
Currently, no.
All right. So you said currently. When was the last instance of family violence between the two of you?
22.
Okay. And does Mr. Sarfo know where you currently live?
Yes.
All right. If you were to move from your current residence, do you have safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Sarfo where you moved to?
No.
All right. Do you have any safety concerns with your contact information being in today's court order?
No.
Okay.
Again, ma'am, you're coming in very low. If you can answer louder, because I think I'm hearing you correctly, but if I'm not, that's not, I'm hearing a no and maybe it's a yes, and that's not good. So can you confirm the last two answers were no? Or were they yes?
No, I don't have any safety concerns.
Okay.
No, I don't have an issue with my information being in the court order.
Okay, thank you.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sarfo, do you have any questions for Ms. Carranza, formerly Fly?
How much is, I guess I'm trying to figure out from between the state and her, what is Bryson's alleged portion of these insurances?
Good question.
$775. I mean, this is okay. I guess I could testify to math. $357.80 biweekly pay period. So 357 times 26 pay periods divided by 12 months is a monthly cost of $775.23 divided by 7 individuals, $110.75 per covered individual. So Bryson being one covered individual would be $110.75. Regarding dental, $55.97 biweekly cost for 6 covered individuals. So $55.97 times 26 pay periods divided by 12 months, or a monthly average of, I didn't write that down.
$20.
Okay, $55.97 times 26, $1,455.22 divided by 12 months, $121.27 divided by 6 individuals. Okay, so $20.21 per covered individual. Bryson being one covered individual, $20.21 for his portion.
I would like to make note to the court that with insurances.
Sir, right now is your chance to ask Ms. Fly question.
Okay.
I let Ms. Leskowski assist with the math there because it was a useful question for us all to be on the same page with what's being requested. But at this point, you're going to get a chance later to speak, but right now it's time to ask questions if you have any.
Okay. Ms. Fly, for this alleged violence in 2022, did the police officers decide they were going to arrest you or not?
No.
So the police officers did not approach you and tell you that they found you at fault and they were going to arrest you, because that is in a police report.
No, that's not in the police report.
Okay. Also, when it comes to, I've been saying that I have carried insurance this whole time. After we legally split and you were pregnant with your daughter Olivia, whose insurance were you under?
I was under your insurance.
You were under my insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So even after you had Olivia till you got a full-time job, or when you finished nursing school, whose insurance were you under?
I'm sorry. How does this have anything to do with Bryson?
Yeah, how is
Just
this relevant
establishing a
to what
pattern.
I'm addressing? Sorry, I don't even know the time frame that you're talking about. So how is this relevant?
It's real in a sense. The relevance of it is that I have carried his insurance since birth, even the time that her and I were not together, and even after she had a child that was not mine when we were married, I still covered them all on the insurance. So this is to prove that I have been a responsible parent in carrying his insurance his
If you
entire
could move,
life.
let's maybe move this closer in time, because she had an allegation, I don't know what time frame that was either, but about the arm, and that was the only allegation I heard from her. So that's more what I'm concerned about than
So
things 2022. But I don't know what time anyone's talking about. So
yes, that's fine. Your Honor. We can move on. We can move on.
I do want to hear about the issues. I don't want to stop you from addressing whether you did or didn't have insurance, but maybe just cover the time she alleged you didn't.
Well,
because I'm assuming otherwise
to
you
my
did.
knowledge, when she has asked me
Questions to
for
her, sir. Questions to her. This is
yes,
when you question her, not talk to me. Okay.
Have I sent you money for anything else besides just child support?
You paid $600 towards Bryson's braces.
And that is all I've sent you, what, since we split up for anything covering him?
For medical, that is correct.
Okay. I'd like to make notice of that. That is not valid. Okay, that's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
The state would call Mr. Sarfo. Mr. Sarfo, are you
Yes,
currently
ma'am.
employed?
Yes,
And where do you work?
UTMB.
All right. And what do you do there?
I'm a provider here,
Let me doctor.
nurse practitioner.
Okay. And how much do you earn as a nurse practitioner at UTMB?
My contract was for, I believe 110, but with times that I have picked up and with they started this new program where you can't carry so many PTO, so I've had to cash in several PTO hours each month. So that has increased my pay. So next year, my base salary will be back to the 110 because by then I wouldn't have lost all the PTO hours that I've earned. So my checks are PTO hours are added to it to where I do not lose that money. So for
And
up to date, I think I'm averaging almost 120 if my calculation is right.
are you paid hourly or salary?
I am salary, but it is based on hourly rate.
Okay. And what's your annual salary?
Annual salary is 110.
Okay. Do you have a pay stub?
Just the one that you presented.
Okay. Mr. Sarfo, I'm sharing my screen right now. Is this a pay stub that you've provided to the AG?
I believe so. I'm on my phone, so it's kind of hard to read it, but I believe so.
Okay. Does this accurately reflect your income at your current employer?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, that's including everything. So yes.
And how long have you been working at UTMB?
I've been here 3 years, but my current role a year. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 3 to 4 years, but my current role a year.
Mr. Sarfo, this pay rate figure of $4,807.69 biweekly, does that figure include any payment for any sort of PTO days that you've cashed in?
I believe so.
Okay. So is each biweekly paycheck $4,807.69, or do they differ each time?
Currently, it is, and it may vary a little bit, but for the most part, it's around that range due to the fact that, like I said, since we put in our own hours, I have it to where PTO hours are added to it each pay period. That way, I do not lose hundreds of hours come the end of the year.
All right. At this time, the state would offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1, Mr. Sarfo's pay stub going through October 24th, 2025.
Does anyone have any legal objection to SX1?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Exhibit SX1 is admitted.
And Mr. Sarfo, do you have private health insurance available that you can put Bryson on?
He is currently on my insurance, and yes, he has been on my insurance.
Okay. And how much the health insurance that is you're carrying right now for Bryson, how much does that cost you per pay period?
My per pay period, I paid $350.
Okay. And
Sorry, how much was that?
$350 per pay period.
350?
Yes, ma'am. And it's 350 some change. I don't remember the exact amount, but
Oh,
yeah, 350 and yeah, bi-weekly.
okay. And how many individuals does that health policy cover?
Myself and 3 children.
Is Bryson is one of those children?
Yes, ma'am.
so there's 3 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if it was just you as an employee, how much would you have to pay for your health insurance through your employer?
0.
Okay. Do you have private dental insurance available that you could put Bryson on?
Yes, I have private dental that he's currently on.
Okay. And how much does that cost you per pay period?
195 per pay period.
Okay. And how many individuals does that coverage or does that dental plan cover?
4 individuals as well.
Okay. Is it the same 4 individuals?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if it was just you on that dental plan through your employer, how much would you have to pay?
Nothing. I'm being a provider. I'm covered.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned that you were previously ordered to carry health insurance for Bryson, and that you've done so this whole time. Is that what you are? I mean, do you still maintain that?
Yes, ma'am. I've carried Bryson my insurance. Now, if there is a lapse, it might happen between switching jobs. But other than that, he's been covered on insurance since he was born.
Okay. So in September of 2021, roughly 5 months after the last order that ordered you to carry health insurance for Bryson, did you let health insurance for Bryson lapse?
I don't recall his health insurance lapsing. However, like I said, he's had some form of health insurance through me his entire life. Now, I did have a discussion with Miss Fly a while back when she started working and she was getting insurance, and she stated that,
Objection asked and answered.
well, you asked me a question, I'm trying to answer it.
Overruling that, I want to hear the answer. Continue,
Like I
Mr.
said,
Sarko.
I have had a conversation with Ms. Fly where she had mentioned she was adding him to her insurance once she became a nurse and was getting insurance from her job as well, which I did make notice that he is already covered under my insurance, but she said that it doesn't change the price because at a certain point, even if you add 20 people, you are paying the same amount, which in this case also reflect that I think after 3 or 4 people, your insurance stays the same. So it doesn't matter if you have 10 people on your insurance, you will still be making the same payment.
Mr. Sarfo, did Ms. Fly ever? I'm sorry, I'll withdraw that question at this time, Your Honor. Mr. Sarfo, so if have you changed jobs since since April of 2021 when you were ordered to carry insurance?
between Fresenius and UTMB for the
Okay.
past
And
okay, so for the past 5 or 6 years, I have had 3 jobs. Yes. I
okay.
was with Fresenius.
Right. And has your insurance coverage for Bryson changed along with those jobs?
No, not to my knowledge, it hasn't. Like I said, I also carry my 2 daughters as well.
Okay. So they've been on the very same policy this entire time?
They have
The-
been on the UTMB policy since I don't quite remember the date, but it's pretty much been on a Blue Cross Blue Shield for the past 13 years. I believe he's been Blue Cross Blue Shield for the past
Okay,
13 years.
so have they ever gotten new insurance cards, new policy information? Have you ever provided that to Ms. Fly for Bryson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because I'm paying for it, so it doesn't matter to withhold it when I'm already paying for it.
Did Ms. Fly ever let you know that Bryson broke his arm and needed medical care under your insurance policy?
Yes.
And when was that?
I don't actually recall the date when that happened, but I know Bryson had broken his arm at school, and
Okay.
he ended up getting a cast.
Okay. And did you have Bryson covered under insurance at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did Ms. Fly have proof of coverage
To my knowledge, she did.
that
And
she
at the
could
time, he
use?
was, I'm sorry?
Did she have proof of coverage that she could use to get him care at that time?
To my knowledge, she did, and she was covered on both. He was covered under both my insurance and her insurance at the same time. According to my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
Can I add something or
No, this is not the time, ma'am. Feel free to take notes, but right now, Mr. Sarfo is being asked questions.
All right. And Mr. Sarfo, did Ms. Fly ask you for any financial assistance with any uninsured medical expenses associated with that? With Bryson breaking his arm?
I don't recall her actually asking, but from what I remember, whenever she has asked me for something, I've for the most part been able to help. There's been a couple of instances where she went ahead and purchased things for him, but to my knowledge, I've helped him with his medical care since he was born. I actually went with her to on the day that one of his cats was either was being played and also was being taken out. I went to the doctor's office with them. So to my knowledge, I have assisted with whatever she needed. Now, not to say that I have given her 100% half each time, but once again, to my knowledge, I have helped with as much as I have possible. If you ask me for an exact figure, I don't have an exact figure in mind as to how much I've given her over the years. No, that I do not. I do not keep a meticulous record of things like that.
Did you refuse Ms. Fly's request for financial assistance with the arm break?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you tell her that you weren't going to help her with that
No,
because
ma'am.
you pay child support? Okay.
Not to my knowledge, no, ma'am. Hello?
Yes. Is there any family violence between you and Ms. Fly?
Yes. There
Okay.
was
What happened? What happened?
well, as she mentioned in 2022, I don't remember exactly which month. I think it was April or something.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Sorry, should I continue?
You may continue, but is 2022 the last time anything happened between y'all? That was
Correct.
considered, but okay. I'm not sure we need to belabor that, but if someone feels we do, by all means.
Well, we don't need to really go into detail. However, since she did go into details, I also like to state my part just because there is a record of everything that's happening today. Yes, there was a incident at my house where both parties called the police, and after their investigation, they found her at fault and they were going to arrest her. And because of the fact that we are both medical professionals, we were both nurses at the time, I did plead with the police officers not to arrest her, which they did. And it is stated in the police report that they were going to arrest her, and I said no, and I pleaded with them not to. So if it ever comes to a point where I do need to present the police report where it is stated, I can. I have a copy of the police report. However, I do not feel like that is relevant right now due to the fact that we have been co-parenting very well. So I don't see the relevance of that for a child support hearing. I do not feel like my address or my info should be, I do feel safe where I am. We live in the same neighborhood, so there is not an issue of safety at this point, no.
Sorry, you have a safety concern about where somebody lives, or you don't?
No. I said I do not feel like there's a
Okay.
safety concern
Okay.
for either one of us.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, the state would pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Carranza, do you have any questions for Mr. Sarfo?
I do.
Okay, you may ask them.
So hold on one second. Let me see. So on January 14th of 22, this is when Bryson broke his arm. I
Sorry,
said
what was that date?
January 14th of 2022. I
Okay.
said, send me the back of the insurance card. Bryson broke his elbow. The orthopedic doctor needs it. Oh, sorry, hold on. My computer's about to die. And so he had to send that information to me. I'm gonna have to change locations.
Yeah, but this is your chance to ask him questions, not to give me information and just talk. So
Okay.
I don't want to waste time. If you have questions for him,
all this
you
is
need to
not
ask.
relevant.
Sir, please don't interrupt. If you have questions for him, now is your chance to ask those. Otherwise, we can move on to some other part of the trial.
Okay. On February 10th of 2022, I texted you about the insurance being dropped and about the bill that I got. Do you remember that?
No, I don't recall that.
I have a text message here that said,
I don't doubt you don't. I just don't recall that.
you want me to read it to you? It says, I didn't drop him. It lapsed because my job effed up. I didn't drop him. They're resolving it. I told you, I don't even know until he broke his arm. Did you send that to me?
I believe I did. Once again, I don't recall all that conversation because I have had more important things to take care of, and he has had insurance this whole time. And at the time, too, if I remember correctly, you had him under your insurance as well as mine. And so I had that issue resolved with HR where he has been covered under insurance.
Do you remember why I asked for your insurance?
No, I don't.
It was because the reason why was because I would need a referral to use mine. And you had insurance, and I was able to get him into the provider at that time using yours. I asked if yours was valid. You told me it was, and it was not.
It was valid. I was still working with Fresenius.
Do you recall me giving you this bill for $750?
No, I don't recall all that. Like I said, I went with you to the doctor's office, so if they gave you a bill, I would have seen it as well.
You did see it. You were there. Thank you. That's gonna be all.
Ms. Laskowski, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Sharfer, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
No, no, Your Honor. And
I'm
I
sorry?
wanted to say that I don't know how long the proceeding is going to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Your Honor. Sorry.
It was just a yes, no, if you have witnesses, and I was going to ask her the same
No, ma'am.
question.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Carranza, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call? I'm sorry?
That's all. No, I do not.
Okay. So the state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Ms. Carranza, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
Just that the insurance, there's been lapses in the insurance over time. I just want to make sure that Bryson stays covered. With having the insurance in my name, I'm able to give him the care that he needs. He does have asthma, and he is an athletic boy. And that way I'm able to go to the right providers. I have the insurance information. This new insurance policy, he did not give me the information.
We've lost her.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get moved into a room or did she disconnect?
I think,
I think a computer died.
Oh.
yeah.
Your Honor, I am at work. I'm
No,
in
no.
ICU.
Okay, so we
So-
can't, we have to wait for her to come back. The case was set today. It can take all day.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Computer died.
Okay, you were in the middle of speaking.
It's just the lapses of insurance. I would prefer if I was able to carry it because I can guarantee that he's going to have insurance coverage and it not lapse. And then we won't have the issues of me having to pay a lot of money out of pocket.
Mr. Sarfa, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. As I mentioned, since he was born, I have had him covered under insurance. Insurance has never been an issue, and to the point where, like I said, and I know this is going way too far back. However, I had covered him and her even after we split up, and her daughter, who is not even mine, under insurance. So that has never been an issue. I currently also carry, myself, my daughter, and him. His providers, with the company that I work for, his doctors he sees are through UTMB. So all his information, all his insurances, everything are already in the system. And so if you need to add additional insurance information, then you have to present that. However, his insurance information is already in the system. He sees UTMB doctors. I work for UTMB. So everything is not that I have to physically give you a card or anything. Everything is already in the system as it is. The issue has not been with him has not been who needs to carry his insurance or if he's not covered or not covered. That is not an issue. Now, his insurance is covered under her husband's, not under her. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but to say that his insurance is covered under hers is not quite valid. I just want to say that I have carried his insurances. He was born, and that is not going to change. He's my son, and he's my responsibility, and I've been taking of that responsibility since day one. So I don't know why this is an issue that we are dealing with. I would like to proceed and be done with this proceeding because, like I said, I have each patient in the ICU that I need to attend to, and I keep getting calls about it. And so his insurance is something I've carried, and that's just been it.
Ma'am, does he see UTMB doctors?
He does. But I didn't have the policy until the last hearing, and they can't just provide me the policy number because I asked them and they couldn't give it to me. So that was an issue because I had to ask him what the policy number was because I had to call Cigna and put them as primary.
Sir, have you gotten any EOBs from Bryson this year?
I believe I have. I get a lot of mail. Now, I have gone to taking my daughter to UTMB and I've asked them who all are listed under my policy in the past 3 years or so. And they have told me, oh, everybody that's listed, which Bryson is included in the, in the dependents that were listed. So he he is covered on insurance. He's been covered on the insurance.
Okay. Ms. Laskowski, would you like to make a brief closing argument?
Yes, Judge. The state would ask the court to modify Mr. Sarfo's current child support and medical support obligations based on a gross monthly income of $10,416. That's $4,807.69 biweekly. The state would ask that the court use the guideline percentage of 16% of net resources for one child before the court and two others that Mr. Sarfo has a duty to support. The state would ask that the court make appropriate orders regarding carrying health insurance and dental insurance for the child and any appropriate either premium credits or cash medical and cash dental support reimbursements. The state would ask for these current support obligations to begin December 1st, 2025. The state would ask that the court make appropriate orders regarding non-disclosure, parties having not offered any testimony regarding safety concerns. The state would ask that the court order that there be no non-disclosure. And finally, the state would ask that the court assess court costs against Mr. Sarfo in this case and order Mr. Sarfo to pay those court costs to the Galveston County District Clerk on or before November 19th, 2026.
Everyone can just give me a moment. I'm going to do some math. So this might take a few minutes. If anyone needs to use the restroom or anything, feel free.
Am I allowed to ask a question, Your Honor?
What is your question, sir?
I want to know why I am solely being requested to pay for court costs when I did not present this suit.
The Texas Family Code explicitly states that the court cannot assess court costs against either the custodial parent in this fact scenario, that is Ms. Fly, and nor can the court assess court costs against the Office of the Attorney General. The Texas Family Code states that the court shall order court costs to be paid by the non-custodial parent. In this current fact scenario before the court, that is Mr. Sarfo.
Does anyone have anything else before I go review all of this?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, yes, I was just curious as to the 480 as my net pay. That is not my net pay every 2 weeks.
I believe she said gross.
I did, Your Honor.
And I'm going to look at all these numbers, so I have not made a ruling yet as to what your gross resources are, sir. Okay, what were the dental amounts again for each plan, Ms. Laskowski? I have down that he has 3 kids on his plan, but what was the amount?
For Mr.
Sarfo.
$195 total cost per pay period, with 4 individuals covered, one of those being an employee Mr.
Yeah.
Sarfo at no cost. So I
Yeah.
divided 195 times 26 for biweekly pay periods divided by 12. That came and then divided that monthly figure by 3. Was 140 monthly for the dental.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I just want to confirm, Mr. Starfer, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
So can you turn on your camera? You have this child, Bryson, before the court, and then you have 2 other children?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to make my ruling. I'm finding it's been more than 3 years since the prior order, and the new child support will differ by more than 20% or $100 from the prior order, which was $683 per month. So I am finding that Mr. Sarfo's gross resources, I'll write this down at the same point I say it. So gross resources are $9,641.47 per month. Taking out taxes. And then before I get to that, I am going to order that Mr. Sarfo provide the health insurance and dental insurance. I want to remind you all, sir, you are ordered to provide this. If you do not provide the information or you don't have your child insured, the order language will state you're 100% liable for any payment, for any amounts due. So any amounts incurred, not half, but all of it. In general, the order will say you're each 50% liable for any uninsured expenses. But if you don't provide the insurance and you're ordered to, you're 100% liable. So that being said, I am ordering that you all communicate through app close, and that you use app close. How about you? Sir, are you there, Mr. Sharfo?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, that you use app close to circulate any insurance, because the order will order that you provide the amounts, the backup bills, all that information that you have to send to him, and then he's required to pay you within a certain time. And app close has a way to do all of that. So that way it will stay. You'll all have proof if you need it ever, if you ever need to go to court over this issue. And so giving him credit for insurance and taxes, the medical support, I believe, was $252 a month credit. The dental through his plan was $140 a month for this child. Gets you to net resources of $7,103. And 36 cents. One child before the court, 2 others, so 16%. So I'm ordering that Mr. Sarfo pay to Ms. Carranza child support of $1,136 per month, beginning December 1st of 2025. I'm denying the request for non-disclosure, and I'm waiving court costs. And
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The state's going to
Yes,
draft
sir.
the order based on my ruling today, and they'll be circulating it to you all through DocuSign to review and sign off on.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.